Welcome all. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action coming up for you. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. Hey, Allie.
BA technology is moving faster than ever. The new thing? Collectible highlights trading online. The players are taking notice. Shooting guard CJ McCollum said, quote, "A lot of players are inquiring about it. I've grown closer to the non-fungible tokens, trying to figure out what moments I should buy." Guys, he's a believer.
Boy, he is a big thinker, no doubt about that. Good reporting there, Allie. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Andrew Wiggins.
And when you look at his offensive output over the past few years, it seems like other teams have figured him out and have his number now. He's having to put in a lot more effort on the offensive end, but without producing nearly the same results.
And the Lakers starting five. Klay Thompson is out there with Chris Paul. Then there's Butler. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Harris in at the 4 slot. And for the Trailblazers, Hassan Whiteside is out there with Trevor Ariza. Then there's Paul George. Then it's Norman Powell. And it's James in at the 1 spot. Grant, you won Rookie of the Year. You feel that a rookie wall is a real thing this time of the season?
I think it is, BA. No, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but 30 games versus 82 games is a serious difference. The physicality of the NBA can also wear down a rookie.
Thompson finds Paul. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
Chris Paul, one of the best foul shooters in the history of the NBA. I mean, he's not a guy you want to send to the line.
Some people don't give Chris Paul enough credit for his outstanding shooting, but he can knock it down. You can't give him any room.
George passes to James. George drives in. Chalk up 2 there.
George, no stranger to dealing with contact and still finishing the shot.
Thompson outside. Inside. Powell with a steal. It's George on the wing. Defended by Thompson. From the baseline. Here's Whiteside. And he battles for the ball. Gets his second chance bucket.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now here's Thompson, an aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
Here's James. We saw him with 19 his last time out. George outside, launches it, knocks down the triple. George has got 5 now. Well, Grant, Chris Paul just gets more and more reliable as a shooter, even after all these years in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been smart with his shots, but he has great efficiency for a guard, and he could easily put up bigger scoring numbers, but that's not his focus.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 to get things going. Pass to James. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. James finds Whiteside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Powell. Rebounded by the Lakers. Last time they met in Los Angeles.
And the win was there for them, but they just let it get away. Just couldn't make enough plays late.
And, you know, those are the kind of games that sting and that bad taste lingers. Knowing you were in it, but not coming through down the stretch, those are hard to get over sometimes.
Now here's George. A 23-point game for him in the win against Orlando. James outside. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
That is the savvy of LeBron on display. Doesn't just convert, but draws the foul and has the chance to tack another one on his point total. And, you know, this could be the season that LeBron passes Karl Malone for second all-time in career scoring. And dare we think this? After a year or two, perhaps even even passing Kareem, that's almost sacrilege. But it could happen if LeBron stays healthy.
Now here's Powell, making a mark on the offensive end, scoring around 13 a game.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
The shot by Butler, no good. And Clark LeBron already the all-time playoff scoring leader and second all-time in final scoring to Jerry West.
Well, it all makes sense, B.A. You added up his brilliance, his longevity, his consistency. I mean, he's made the finals just about every year, too. That doesn't hurt when you're talking about playoff stats. It is absolutely incredible what he's been able to do.
Here's Paul. The Blazers making their last shot.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. George has got 10 points in the game.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy. Second in opponent field goal percentage. Second in opponent points per game. And you gotta love how they rebounded the ball, finishing top 3 in the league in that category. They made sure to be assertive when it came to hitting the boards.
And their defense you talked about, holding opponents to a very low field goal percentage. They play alert, aggressive D that does not allow many open shots. Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 25-point game against Milwaukee. Shoots over Whiteside, and that one's good. Paul.
Chris Paul's mid-range game is good as anybody's in the league. And once he sees an opening in the defense, he gets busy.
The three, James. Rebounded by Butler. For Los Angeles, they've gone only 2 of 7 so far. A cold start. Harris passes to Thompson. And here's Paul. It's stolen by James. Powell for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from James. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Portland.
They've come out in full attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing it away repeatedly.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Now here's Paul. And he's been a big part of their offense, averaging more than 18 points a game. And the foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul of the game. Harris outside.
And so far, they haven't attacked the paint all that much.
Yep, I've got to give the defense credit here. Cutting off driving lanes and really making them a jump shooting team.
James against Paul. And James throws it down.
It never gets old seeing LeBron throw it down, especially when he decides to do it with a little flavor.
Impressive looks on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now here's Paul. Pass to Thompson. Back to Paul. And he lobs it up to the rim. Trying to go for a lob there. Excellent defense and anticipation to stop it. James double teamed. Whiteside finds James. Now here's George. Paul with a steal. Butler's got space. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
We highlight Thompson's scoring often, but right there, just a great read to get it to the open teammate.
Whiteside with a screen on Thompson. And it's in there. George has got 12 points in the game.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's Paul. Back to Thompson. Outside Butler. 6 to shoot. Here's Paul. On target from about 13 feet. Paul's gotten his second bucket.
Because he's put in the work, in the quietness and solitude of the gym. Heavy defensive pressure doesn't bother that shot.
Whiteside against Valanciunas. James double teamed. George with it, guarded by Valanciunas. And with Paul George, Grant, you know what he delivers. very consistent in what he'll bring to each game.
I mean, the scoring is always going to be there, but his defense doesn't take a night off either. I mean, very nice and consistent production from him.
That's good from George.
You know, Paul George is one of the most versatile forwards in the game, and he's in his prime right now. Probably the top two-way player in the league at his position.
The Lakers making a switch here. Nance, he's checked in for Harris. Ennis comes in for Jimmy Butler. Wiggins, he's checked in for Thompson. And Rubio is subbed in for Paul. Here's Ennis. Pass to Wiggins. From deep three-point range. And it's Portland with a rebound. Their last game, a win against the Magic, looking to carry it into this one.
They were lights out from beyond the arc, and they spaced the floor beautifully in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
Fires from deep. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
Boy, the progression of Wiggins' game out beyond the arc. He now is not only shooting that shot, he's expecting to make it.
Beasley outside. Driving inside. Oh, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. Robinson passes to Beasley. George for 3. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Pass to Ennis. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. That one no good. And it's Portland the other way. Up top, McConnell. Covered by Rubio. Beasley with a screen on Rubio. Here's McConnell. Lays it up and banks it in.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
So it's the Lakers now. Following the bucket by the Blazers. Nance with a screen on Beasley. 5 on the clock. Pass to Nance. Over Beasley. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Already it's February. Let's see how things look out west. You look at Portland, with the playoffs fast approaching, they are well positioned at second place in the conference. And of course, Los Angeles, just barely behind them, only 1 spot down.
When I look at Portland, I recall them having a lot of naysayers at the start of the season, but now they may not have any. This team is ready for a deep playoff run.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
So for the Blazers, Johnson, he's checked in for Ariza, and Simon has subbed in for George. McConnell against Rubio. Valanciunas with a screen on McConnell. Here's Rubio. Ooh, they can't stop the run with that one.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Now here's McConnell. There's the drive. Shoots over Valanciunas. McConnell's shot is off. And it's Simons missing.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Pass to Ennis. Valanciunas sets a screen. Robinson with the block. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Robinson. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
Yeah, good offense comes from great defense. This lead is only getting stronger with plays like that.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Dragic is checked in. And the Lakers also making a change. Maladone's checked in. Here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Another shot. And Valanciunas with the lay-in.
Making the most of that possession. Unwilling to give up on the play.
1:07 left in the first quarter here. Beasley outside. Takes a three. He can't get it to go. Now the Lakers take it the other way. Here's Maladon. The rebound by Beasley. Dragic outside. From 8 feet. Right side Johnson. Here's Simons. Just 5 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 21.
The big story thus far, how well they've shot the rock.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And the shot's good by Wiggins.
Nice fluid motion off the catch there. I mean, Wiggins becoming a dangerous jump shooter.
Dragic against Rubio. Now here's Dragic. Tightly guarded. Robinson, a screen on Rubio. 18 feet out. Ooh, he released it in time, but it's off the mark.
And nice defensive position there. Rubio about as heady as they come, kind of smelling plays out.
Paul George, he's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for the Portland Trailblazers. He dropped 3 threes in that quarter. They haven't found an answer for him yet. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And with his slithery, slashing style of play, Goran Dragic knows all about drive and kick.
Try to get inside the paint and collapse the defense, and then we spray the ball. And, you know, our saying is good to great. You know, sometimes you have a good shot, but if you make an extra pass, you're going to have a greater shot.
And Grant Dragic has always been that triple threat: shoot, drive, and pass.
Yeah, and I played with him for many years in Phoenix, BA. I mean, he was just fantastic. You knew he had a chance to be special. He's always had that knack for getting downhill and getting his feet wet in the paint.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Trailblazers pretty much in control here.
Simply put, they look totally fearless on the defensive end.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
And so in the game for the Lakers, they've got Andrew Wiggins. Klay Thompson is out there with Chris Paul. Then there's Butler, and it's Harris in at the 5, roaming the paint. That one goes in.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian, when speaking about LeBron James, Commissioner Adam Silver said he's certainly one of the league's hardest workers, which has as much to do with the success of his career as anything else. Also, off the court, it's incredible what he's done. He is a marvel in so many ways, but it all comes back to his focus and his dedication.
Thanks, Allie. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, you hear about the importance of confidence. You think that was something you always had as a player, Grant, or did you have to build that up?
Well, I mean, success ultimately does breed confidence, and I had success, fortunately, at a young age. So you have to understand you have to always attack, and you always have to believe in yourself no matter what the situation.
For the Trailblazers, Whiteside, he's checked in for Robinson. Paul George comes in for Johnson, and James is subbed in for Dragic. Now here's Paul. He has 6. Butler passes to Thompson. Shoots over Burks. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound in this one.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Second shot opportunity. Tries yet again, and he takes it up and lays it in. And the Trailblazers lead by 21.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Not just a jump shooter, Thompson is also more than capable of converting inside.
Powell outside. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. Ennis, he's checked in for Wiggins. That one falls for Powell.
Yeah, just knocking down every free throw. I mean, I love to see this kind of efficiency.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now here's Paul. 6 points for him. The Lakers got to get one up. Late clock. To the inside. Tries a 10-footer. And George gets it to go on the assist by James. James has got his 3rd assist of the night. Los Angeles has gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Paul passes to Harris. Down low. Here's Thompson, and it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finding his offense. Klay Thompson is an all-time great, one of the best shooters, hands down. Key part of the great dynasties in Golden State.
Shot's good by James.
You know, once he takes that first step, LeBron is virtually unstoppable. Raw athleticism gives him the upper hand.
Thompson passes to Paul. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Paul's got 9. Klay can sometimes get overshadowed by his teammates, but Grant, he's definitely one of the stars in this league.
And it seems that Klay doesn't mind that at times he's overlooked. He's all about winning and not worried about press. He's just a great teammate who's easy to play with. Yeah, they've been pretty careless so far, racking up a number of fouls in very little time.
McConnell, he's checked in for Burks. McConnell with it. It's James on the wing. Pass to Powell. Just 5 to shoot. McConnell from outside. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
I love it. Just thumbing his nose at the height disadvantage, he's able to get the space he needs and convert.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
Now here's Paul. He's got 9. Thompson right side. Shoots over Powell. The rebound by Whiteside. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Butler passes to Paul. Out to Thompson. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's on Norman Powell.
You know, coaches have dubbed Klay Thompson low maintenance in capital letters. And you have to think an elite scorer of his ability, who always is cool and composed and keeping his head, is an addition any locker room would want to have.
That free throw is good from Thompson. Both free throws good from Thompson. For Portland, they've gotten 6 of 9 attempts to go in the second. Looking good. Whiteside with a screen on Butler. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That's a foul he wanted to avoid, and he definitely doesn't want to pick up his 3rd before the half.
Ariza's checked in for Portland. George passes to Powell. Pass to McConnell. Shot clock at 6. George a screen on Paul. Here's McConnell. Ooh, Thompson with the block.
And with length and instincts, Thompson has been an elite defender in the league for years.
Some room here for George. And it's Harris with the rebound.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Now here's Paul. He's got 9 to the middle. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. And as we start to wrap up voting, this list of contenders for the three-point contest begins to take its final form. And I gotta say, this is an impressive collection of talent.
Yeah, it sure is, B.A. Every single one of these guys has a clean shot at taking home the trophy. They are all elite shooters from three-point range.
Well, you look at Paul. He's going to need to move up this list big time to be part of the three-point contest. But he's got a shot.
Maybe, especially if he can get hot from beyond the arc. And he certainly has the ability to do so.
The voting is just about over. We'll keep you updated. This is just a tremendous list.
And each year that passes by, it becomes more and more difficult to pick a field. So many talented shooters in the NBA right now.
Beasley's checked in for Portland. That free throw is good from Thompson.
He wasn't quite as assertive as he needed to be in the first quarter, but now he's taking a more head-on approach and getting himself to the line.
Here's Ariza. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And on top of everything else, he did a great job of helping control the boards at both ends.
Now here's George. 19-point game. Clock at 4. Here's Beasley. Portland, no good that time either. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 from 3, a nice percentage. Baseline try. Ooh, coming through again, shooting 5 for 7 now.
It's obvious he's taking it upon himself to try and keep them alive.
James, outside. Beasley outside. Back to James. Inside. The fader. And George with the basket on the assist by James. George has gotten 4 this quarter.
Boy, that's a hard shot even from that range. George had to get that one off against tough defense.
Pass to Valanciunas. Here's Rubio. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
Well, you watch Rubio play, and you can't help but love the way he plays. He plays with flair. He plays with joy and enthusiasm. He plays with such an air of effervescence and joy. It's contagious.
First one falls for him. Rubio not as flashy as he once was, but he still puts on a show, Clark.
Well, you know, he came into the league and was really, Brian, a breath of fresh air. The no-look passes, the way he pushed it up the floor with kind of reckless abandon. And he's really one of the more likable players in the league and one of the more entertaining as well.
Robinson, he's checked in for Portland. Simons comes in for McConnell.
And, you know, guys, when you watch Rubio, he's one of the most hyped international prospects ever. The scouts were right about his ability to manage the game.
Here are the top passing teams in the league so far this year. The Lakers in second.
This is a squad that understands the importance of being unselfish and moving the ball. You love to watch smart basketball like that.
James against Rubio. Pass to Nance. Here's Ennis. And here's Valanciunas. Shoots over Robinson. It's good. Valanciunas has got 6.
And they're in a better flow this quarter offensively, and their shooting percentage is steadily rising as a result.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
And let's take a look now at some numbers for Paul George.
Over the last 10 games, he's been on an absolute tear, finding all kinds of ways to be a thorn in the opposition's side, just working on offense and getting the looks he wants out there.
Dragic is checked in for James. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Rubio. Pass to Valanciunas. He connects, and now he's 4 for 6 in today's game.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Beasley with it, guarded by Valanciunas. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam!
Boy, I tell you what, Beasley can really move. I mean, his drives are explosive and sudden. The defense has no way to stop him.
Here's Ennis. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to go on Mitchell Robinson.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
He makes a first.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And the Blazers making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And the Lakers also making a switch. Wiggins is checked in. And he makes both free throws.
making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
Here's Simons. It's Robinson, high post. Outside Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot from 16. Valanciunas with a rebound. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in the game. Wiggins for 3. Good. Third basket in 6 attempts.
I love the way they're spacing the floor this quarter. Their three-point percentage has really gone up.
Here's Simons. Shot from the low post is good. Simons got 4 points in the quarter.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Nance for 3. The offensive rebound. Valanciunas can't hit from in close. Portland has gone 1 of 2 from downtown here in the second. Robinson gets the bucket. Robinson's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Valanciunas, good.
Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Beasley outside. Here's the 3. The Lakers with a rebound.
Just hasn't found much consistency from the floor, but his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pass to Wiggins. Rubio against Dragic. Valanciunas passes to Rubio. And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. The Trailblazers making a switch here. George is checked in. And so here's Portland. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. And at home for the next game, it'll be New York pulling in to face them. That'll conclude their longest homestand of the season, 5 games.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick and roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high.
Pass to Maledon. Robinson with the block. For 3, Dragic. The shot off that time. And the Lakers going the other way now. There's 53 seconds left in the first half.
First in field goal percentage, second in three-point field goal percentage, and they've been very accurate from the free throw line. This is not a team you want to foul.
And you really can't emphasize enough how impressive their field goal percentage is. They run their game plan so well and know how to get the shots they want. And he knocks down the first one. Burks, he's checked in for Portland. Good on both. Here's Dragic. There's 47 seconds left in the first half. Burks passes to Beasley. Takes it inside. Shoots over Valanciunas. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's Rubio. Valanciunas with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Unloads from 13. And it's off the back of the rim. No good.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
George for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds in the game.
In the first quarter, he was killing them from outside, but he can't get it going here.
Here's Wiggins. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Hello, everybody. Before we dig into the game at hand, let's first catch you up on the trades happening around the NBA.
Well, if you want to be a championship team overnight, Kevin Durant is who you go after. He's been at the top of the mountain multiple times, and he knows what it takes. If you give him the right support, he can do the heavy lifting.
Moving on now to the game at hand. Paul George was really taking care of business in that first half.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to this guy on the perimeter. He's too accurate with the shot right now, and he's feeling his oats. Any space you give him is enough for him to launch.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Paul George has been sensational.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Portland has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. We've got LeBron James. Norman Powell out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Paul George, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. Will not go, misses off the front iron.
And the longevity of LeBron's greatness is unprecedented. The oldest starter in the league last season and still producing at an MVP level.
Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. And what's incredible for LeBron is not just how good he is at his age, but the mileage on his body, Grant.
So true, B.A. I mean, just 3 players in NBA history have exceeded 60,000 minutes played, including the playoffs. That's Kareem, Karl Malone, and the one and only LeBron James.
Ariza's checked in for Robinson.
It's incredible. You hear the stories about Chris Paul and his leadership, what he's done on and off the court. Not just with his team, but the whole league looks to him for guidance and really trusts his wisdom. That's high praise.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half. Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Count it. Good. Whiteside's gotten 4 this quarter.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
The drive by Paul, and it's blocked by Whiteside. Valanciunas, good. The Trailblazers have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Pass to Ariza. Back to James. Powell outside. From outside the arc. The Lakers with a rebound. Valanciunas has got 9 rebounds now. George against Thompson. Outside Paul. Back to Thompson. Oh, George with a steal. Down low. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
One shot. One shot.
And, you know, Trevor Ariza continues to have an impact on both ends, guys. An amazing defender and an excellent shooter, too.
To the inside, here's Valanciunas. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Free throw drops for Valanciunas. And Valanciunas drops them both.
And the big fella with the skill level, showing a soft touch at the line.
Whiteside with a screen on Paul. James goes in and slam dunk by James.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's driving inside, he's looking for the punch.
Paul passes to Harris. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
A low-maintenance star. I mean, Harris gives you the greatness without the ego. Really a coach's dream.
And because of his versatility, Grant, Harris can play alongside anyone in any lineup, in my opinion.
Well, I agree, B.A. I mean, big wing players who can shoot have never been more valuable. Harris can stretch you out, he can go back to the basket, and he can run the floor.
The first free throw is good.
And for those of you who have followed Harris, he's been in the league a decade now. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has been, and he's rock solid.
And Harris drops them both. And over his 10 years, Clark, Harris has been remarkably reliable.
Yeah, he's as consistent as they come, B.A. He's going to score the ball, he'll rebound, he'll defend. I think he's better now at just making the next pass. And he does it all with a high degree of efficiency.
Powell passes to James. Clock at 6. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. James has got 11.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Well, when it comes to shooting from beyond the arc, these are the league leaders. Number 1, Klay Thompson. Third is Chris Paul.
And the way both of these guys open up the floor with their long-range shooting, you just can't afford to give them any airspace from deep.
And the first one at the line is good. Simons is checked in for George. And so he makes both from the line. The Trailblazers have gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the third quarter. Pass to Simons. Powell outside. Three-pointer. He buries it from 3. 9 points in the game.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Outside for Butler. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time. Butler's gotten his second bucket of the game.
The well put together Butler proving that he's just a little too strong there, not allowing the physical defense to stifle him at all.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
In 2016, the NBA Players Association made history, voting to extend health insurance to retired players with at least 3 years of service. Chris Paul said, quote, "They paved the way for our game. This is just the little that we could do. Whenever my tenure is up as president of the union, that will be easily the greatest achievement." Brian?
Boy, that is big time, Allie. Good stuff there. Thank you for that. Ennis, he's checked in for the Lakers. The Trailblazers have gone 6 for 9 in the half. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. James goes in, and it's James with the jam.
You know, really impossible to know what James is thinking in advance. I mean, especially in these sets.
Paul passes to Thompson. Back to Paul. Over James. Paul can't get it to go.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Now James. 13 points in the game. Out left to the wing. 4 on the clock. Pass to Whiteside. The shot, no good. Nice D from Thompson. Los Angeles has gone 5 of 10 from beyond the three-point line in this game. Outside Paul. And again, the Lakers, no good.
It's been an ugly quarter for him. Trying to shoot his way out of it. Might be time to work on the playmaking skills.
Here's Powell. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Powell's got 11.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Thompson passes to Paul. Stripped away. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Paul. Oh, they get a hand on it. Here we go, one-on-one. And they pick up 2. He's got 15.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know if there's anybody better than Chris Paul at starting the break. I mean, he initiates it quickly and turns defense into offense in a heartbeat.
For the Trailblazers, Beasley comes in for Powell, and it's McConnell in for James. Here's McConnell. 5 points in the game. Now here's Beasley. Whiteside with a screen on Butler. Here's Beasley. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. That's on Jimmy Butler.
You know, as young as Malik Beasley is, it's really been impressive to see how quickly he's adapted to the pro game. For some guys, it's a struggle, but I think he found his footing fairly easy.
First free throw is good. And the Blazers making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Beasley hits them both. The Lakers have gone 3 of 7 here in this third quarter. Rubio passes to Wiggins. Back to Rubio. Fires for three. Ariza pulls down the board. Portland has got 7 of their 16 three-point attempts to go in. Here's Simons. He's got 6. Robinson a screen on Wiggins. And it's Simons penetrating. Oh, great D that time from Harris. Los Angeles has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Outside Rubio. And stolen by Beasley. Pass to Robinson. Six on the shot clock. Here's Simons. It's good, and there's a block called on the play. He'll get 1 free throw.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Portland.
Their mid-range shooting has been tremendous all game, guys. There hasn't been a drop-off at all.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
And, man, looking good from the line so far this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Outside Rubio. Portland grabs the miss. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Simons. 9 points in the game. Oh, rejected by Wiggins.
Great read that time by Wiggins, anticipating the shot. Sends it out with return to sender posted.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
And the defense of Wiggins, Grant, something that he's turned around in his career.
Yeah, you know, B.A., he went from a weak defender to a strong one. He's always had the tools, but he's putting it all together and can now be a lockdown wing.
McConnell against Rubio. Here's Ariza. On target from range. Ariza's got 6 here in the quarter.
Got to respect the long-range shooting of Ariza now. A capable shooter from downtown. Watch out.
For the Trailblazers, Johnson, he's checked in for Ariza. Burks comes in for Simons. And Dragic has subbed in for McConnell. The Lakers with the ball. Back to Maledon. To the paint. Trying to get back on track. And the shot's good by Wiggins.
Able to finish through contact there. Wiggins with the broad shoulders and excellent body control. Nicely done.
Burks passes to Beasley. And here's Burks. Dragic outside. From outside, off the mark. The Lakers have gotten only 4 of 10 shots to fall so far in the third. Here's Wiggins. Doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Robinson. To the middle. Oh, it's stolen by Butler. And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's Rubio. Three-pointer off the mark. Portland has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Pass to Robinson. Back to Burks. Wiggins against Beasley. Shot clock at 5. Hey, shooting the ball well. He's 5 for 9 in the game.
Beasley just outworked the defense there. I mean, was able to get into his shot and get it done inside.
Here's Maladon. Inside. And it's Butler with the jam.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack.
No question about it. He's very comfortable in the air. Dunks like that, no problem for him.
And the basket by Dragic.
Taking it right at the rack. I mean, that defense is looking real frustrated.
Well, they should be. I mean, it has not been a good performance for him at that end of the floor.
Rubio finds Wiggins. That one falls, coming off Rubio's feed. Rubio's got his 4th assist with that last one.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does. Seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Now here's Burks. Guarded closely. Can't get the reverse layup to fall. Los Angeles has gone just 1 of 3 from deep since the break. Nance. And Nance with the slam.
You know, Jimmy's really a great playmaker from the wing spot, and I think at times Butler can play point forward.
Dragic passes to Beasley. Outside Burks. Shoots over Maladon. That one off the back iron and out. The Lakers have gotten 7 of 15 shots to hit in the second half. Here's Wiggins. And the layup is good off the glass. Wiggins got 16 points.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's stolen by Nance. Here's Maladon. Pass to Rubio. Outside Butler. Takes the 3. Oh, got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Portland. They have a confident 20-point lead right now. Really mucking it up on defense. Active hands, multiple efforts, forcing turnovers. We'll be right back with you shortly. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. And so in the game for the Lakers, Chris Paul out there with Klay Thompson. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Harris in at the 4-man position. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Powell against Wiggins. Powell's shot is off. And the Lakers shooting at a decent clip, 45% for the game. Now here's Thompson. He's guarded by Beasley. Outside Paul. And Grant, throughout your career, you mostly played in the smaller markets. You think the league is doing enough to help them compete?
I think so. I mean, look, Milwaukee just won a championship. An incredible season they had last year. I think they're doing the right thing between revenue sharing, the salary cap, the luxury tax. And remember, the players' union will always favor freedom of movement for its players.
Beasley into the lane. Here's Whiteside. And there's 2. Work on the glass, paying off that time. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
To the inside. Valanciunas. And Whiteside with a block. Powell with it. Now Wiggins defending. Pass to George. Down low. Here's Whiteside. And it's slammed in by by Whiteside.
Boy, George is an outstanding player, actually one of the very best in the league. In these screen and roll sets, he knows exactly what to do.
High post, Valanciunas. Wiggins outside. Valanciunas sets a screen. Wiggins, no good. For Portland, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Pass to Beasley. Whiteside with a screen on Thompson. Beasley into the lane, and it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Well, I tell you what, there's a little bounce to Beasley's game. This fella, he can get off the ground and elevate on you.
Thompson with a screen. This one for 3. And again, no good by the Lakers. Powell passes to Beasley. James outside. Crosses over. Beasley misses. The Lakers have gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the fourth. Left side Paul. Over Beasley. And again, no good by the Lakers. Powell against Thompson. Pass to Beasley. Whiteside with a screen on Wiggins. Powell passes to George. From deep. Valanciunas with a rebound. Valanciunas has got 11 rebounds in the game. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Back to Thompson. To stop the drought. He's got it. 6 of 10 now.
I really believe we can go ahead now and lock Klay Thompson in on the short list of the greatest pull-up shooters in the NBA, and we might be talking the all-time list here.
George with it, guarded by Valanciunas. And the jam by George.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Oh, doing damage above the rim. That was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Coaching turnover is a fact of life in the NBA. Grant, as a player, how tough is it to adapt to a new coach?
Well, it depends on the timing. I mean, an offseason change gives the team a time to get used to a new system. Now, if it happens in midseason, it could be a little tough. The learning curve is definitely steep.
Ariza's checked in for Portland. James outside. Back to Ariza. It's Powell on the wing, pounded by Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Back to Ariza. Pass to James. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Los Angeles has gone 1 for 2 from deep in this fourth quarter. Now here's Valanciunas. It's going to be on LeBron James. That's foul number 2 for him. And the top pick in this year's draft, Cade Cunningham. Grant, I heard some insiders compare you to him. You like those comparisons?
Well, he's 6'8" with skill, sees the floor, I think approaches the game the right way. Maybe not the leaper I was, but tremendously talented, and I'm so eager to see how he develops. He's got a bright future in front of him.
Pass to Thompson. They double-team Thompson. For three, here's Harris. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. Double team on James. And the foul on Chris Paul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. James against Paul. James passes to George. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron. George has got 4 points in the quarter. George against Thompson. Pass to Valanciunas. Outside Paul. 6 to shoot. He got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Well, Grant, you've won the NBA Sportsmanship Award 3 times, tied with Mike Conley for the most ever.
Wow, no, it is a humbling experience to get voted for that award by your peers. You know, it's all about, I think, trying to play the game the right way with integrity, and Conley is a guy that truly embodies that.
He's off on the first. Well, Grant, it seems like each year play in the NBA becomes a little more wide open and a little less physical.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, BA, what you look for in a player today. Now, if you're overly aggressive, you always will be in foul trouble and of little use to your team. So being able to control your aggression is how you survive in today's game.
Here's James. Deflected!
Now, you got to be aware when Valanciunas is in the area. He's capable of sending your shot back.
Harris down low. Ariza's there. Got a piece of it. Harris against George. Powell outside. James passes to Powell. 3-pointer. Goes back up. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
You know, it's really been fun watching LeBron evolve his game over the years, and being a fellow Northeastern Ohio guy, I take pride in what he's been able to do. He always seems to find a way to maximize his effectiveness on the floor and adapt to whatever he needs to adapt to be outstanding.
Valanciunas with a screen on James. Paul with it. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. Yes! And it's Paul with the assist that time. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, Paul won't miss an opening that good. He quickly feeds the ready shooter, and it's all she wrote from there.
And here's George. Pass to Ariza. And here's James. Drills it from deep. James has got 12 points in just the second half.
And LeBron has added the three-point shot to his bag, especially the last several years. Outstanding at knowing when to let that three fly.
Back to Thompson. Lets it go from deep. And the Lakers hit again from deep.
That's his 3rd triple of the night, his 2nd since halftime.
Powell passes to Whiteside. Powell with it, and it's Paul picking him up. Back to Whiteside. Powell outside. There's a screen by Whiteside. From 12 feet. That one's wide left.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Takes a step back. Paul passes to Valanciunas. It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
And the Lakers making a change here. Butler's checked in. Paul against James. Now here's Paul. Tight defense on him. Some solid defense from James. With efforts to grow the game in Europe and Asia and Africa, really everywhere from the NBA. Brad, how do you see the future of this game?
Well, I think it lies in the young international stars. I mean, you see guys like Luka and Nikola Jokic from Europe and Joel Embiid from Africa. I think we'll see more and more of that as the league and the popularity of basketball grows overseas. I mean, those guys will have the drive and the examples to succeed overseas.
Now James. Whiteside with a screen on Paul. James with the ball. Power it home!
Oh, wow!
Yeah, they call him the freight train. LeBron James, when he's coming down the court like that, good luck trying to stop him.
Thompson outside. Shoots over George. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Paul. Paul's got 6 assists in the game. George passes to Whiteside. George against Thompson. Back to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
George's all-around game is very impressive. His passing has really grown. He's able to whip passes over to open teammates right on time and on target now.
Thompson finds Paul. Powell against Butler. Valanciunas with a screen on Powell. Powell with a steal. James outside. Pass to Whiteside. And the developmental path for top prospects is evolving. Clark, it was recently announced a new high school league for the top powerhouses.
Well, you could almost see this coming, BA, again, creating additional pathways for young players to pursue their professional dreams would lead to other types of competition in the NBA. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm not totally opposed to it. Again, it's a small percentage of players that would be part of this type of tournament or league, so let's see where it goes.
Whiteside with a screen on Paul. And he drops in the layup off the glass. James has got 25 points.
There aren't many guys that can match LeBron when he's in a really good scoring rhythm. Asserting himself on offense is problems for the defense and good for his team.
Here's Harris. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. The free throw drops for Harris.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
A line change here for Portland. Maladone's checked in for the Lakers. Rubio comes in for Paul. And Harris drops them both. Well, the NBA has said we're in a transformational period. We have to earn viewers. Clark, moves like the play-in tournament looking to attract those viewers.
Well, you know what, B? I like the initiative the NBA has taken there. Clearly, you have to continue to create and innovate and adapt as a league. I think it's smart to try new things, and I think the play-in tournament added a level of excitement, not just with its newness, but with the competitive nature of those play-in games. So I think it's something that may find its way as part of the regular calendar going forward.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Trailblazers.
They made the most of the extra rebounds tonight. Helped them out a lot.
Now, when you look at these teams, they're both great rebounding clubs. And any night, either one could have the advantage on the boards.
And their efforts tonight pushed them to 41 wins on the year so far.
And for the year, this will be the 3rd win in 4 games against this team. They really brought it tonight.
And you could see how badly they wanted this win. For 2 very familiar opponents, a win in the season series really carries an awful lot of extra weight.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Paul George.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
So it's the Trailblazers winning this one easily, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
All right, guys, LeBron, a superstar matchup tonight. What goes through your mind when you're facing that kind of a challenge?
You know, for me, it's never about an individual challenge or an individual game. It's about the team. Now, you do take the challenge anytime you're going against anybody, but you also got to have your mind in the game, too, and not make it personal. So taking the challenge, making sure your mind is in the right frame, and just trying to make plays for your teammates to be successful.
Thanks, LeBron. Back to you.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. And as we leave, we give you our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
it.